Peace and love. Today we are talking all about your aura, how to be more magnetic, how to call love in based off of your aura, coming from and emanating from your auric field, how to develop your auric field, and what the hell I'm even talking about when I'm talking about aura. We're going to get all into that. Love attraction, feminine energy. And this was really, this whole concept, this whole video is was inspired by a client that I have who just attracted love. We were working one-to-one together, and I really wanted to bring forth everything that I worked on with her and what we did together so I can just dissect it and bring it to you in this video so you can figure out what's going on with you and how to attract the love that you want. And so I reverse engineered what I did with her, and I'm bringing it forth in this video. It's all about aura, baby. So, the first thing that is really important to remember, to recall, and to just think about in your life is about what you focus on. So, I will give you an example. This is many, many years ago. When I was hustling my butt off, I was constantly working. I was not nourishing my body. It was all like very much my life was just about output, productivity, how much I could do. And that was really stemming from a low concept of my self-worth. And I was just working all the time. You get the picture, right? Not good, not in a good relationships, just not really reflecting like the best version of myself. And so my cousin, who I love so much, she came to stay with me for like a week. And during that week, something shifted when she was with me. So one of the things that she did was she made me breakfast, and she was just like, Maya, like I'm watching you work so hard. You don't eat enough. So she would get up every morning and she would make sure I had a hot meal before I had to go and start my day where I was like teaching and running my dance studio and all the things. She was like, no, you need to sit down and you need to eat. So she would cook for me. Another thing that she did was I had casually mentioned to her my favorite red wine, which is from South Africa. And it's a company called, I think it's called Goats do Rome. It's like the most delicious red wine you will ever taste in your life. It's my favorite. And so she remembered that I said that. And so one night after work, she went to the store while I was at work and she got me my favorite red wine. She paid attention to the exact red wine that I love. And she got it for me and she made sure that when I got home from work, I had this beautiful red wine in which to satisfy my my taste. But what it showed me was it set a standard, it set a bar for how I wanted to be treated in love, how people who love me will show up for me, how I felt so cherished by her, and even the attention to detail that she put into her loving me and showing up for me. And she was just showing me how I deserve to be loved. And I'll never forget that. And so one of the things that shifted for me while she was there was like my standards, but it was also what I was focusing on. Because prior to that, I was single and I was dating and I was in bad relationships and I was just focusing on such a lack of love that I had, how love didn't work out for me, how no matter what I tried, no matter what I would do, things were not clicking. I wasn't getting the love that I wanted. And when she came and stayed with me for that week, I didn't feel that lack because I realized that I do have love. Even though it wasn't romantic, it was still love that was showing up for me. It was still love that wanted to come and nourish me and be cherished. And I allowed it. And when I allowed love, it didn't look specifically the way that I wanted, but I allowed the vibration of love to come to me. I allowed myself to receive love. And that is the point that when we're on our single journey, we tend to solely focus on what we don't have. I don't have love. I'm single. I don't have this, but there is love in your life. You have love, you're receiving love, or people are trying to give you love, but sometimes we can reject it because it's not the exact love particle that we're thinking that we want. For example, my cousin was showing up and giving me love, and I received that love. I felt filled with the vibration of love, and then later on, I was able to manifest and call love into my life. And so, there are spaces in your life when love is coming to you. There are spaces in your life where you are already loved. There are little instances, little nuances, little details, little spaces in your life where love is showing up. Expand on that. Focus on that because what you focus on expands. What you focus on, there's energy there that expands it. And so, think about the spaces and the places in your life where you're already loved. Maybe it's coming from your parents, maybe it's coming from your family, maybe it's coming from a coworker, maybe it's coming from your children or your nephews and your nieces. You have love in your life. Amplify the love that's already there. And that's the first step is to realize there's already love there. We cannot call in love from a space of lack. So we have to amplify the love that already exists. Even if it's just a smidge, you're going to amplify that. My cousin stayed with me for a week. I amplified the love. I said, this is how I want to feel in love. And you know what? Little details Little details of what she did that week is exactly what I experience in my relationship now. My man makes sure that I eat. He definitely pays attention to details. Like one of our first dates, I had casually mentioned that I like dark chocolate. On Valentine's Day, he was melting dark chocolate on top of strawberries because he paid attention to what I like. So you're able to find love and amplify it. And that's the first step. Another thing is to just very intentionally come back into receivership, come back into your feminine energy, be more porous in your aura. What does that mean? It means allowing yourself to receive support, allowing yourself to receive in general. So, one of the things that is just so casual and it happens all the time, I don't know if this is for you, but for me, I was raised to be polite by refusing help. Like if we went to someone's house and they offered me something to drink, I would say no, thank you. Thinking that I had to do this out to be polite. I didn't want them to think that I'm thirsty and I'm just, taking. But what is that saying to my inner self that maybe I am thirsty? But what is that also saying on a vibrational level? When we're refusing things, people are offering us things and we're refusing it. It's it's repelling support, it's repelling love, it's repelling energy because there's energy that wants to come towards us. There's energy that wants to support us, that wants to nourish us, that wants to make sure that we are hydrated. So notice the next time that you maybe subconsciously you're not thinking about it, but you refuse something. You say, no, 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 thank you. Someone wants to help you with the bag. No, 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 thank you. Someone wants to compliment you and you just brush it off. Or you say, oh no, that's not my best lasagna. I could make a better lasagna. Receive. Say thank you. I'll take more of that. But thank you. Yes, I will have that glass of water. It's these little shifts that can shift you into more of a receivership, a receiving energy that is more in the feminine. Because later on, when you are in your relationship, you want to be able to receive love. You want to be able to receive his masculine presence. If we're so in our masculine and we're doing and we're making things happen, we're ticking all the boxes and we're making all the things, then it can be very hard for a healthy masculine person to be with us because there's no space for his energy to expand. There's no space for him to be in his masculine. So then that's going to put him more in like a feminine energy, which is going to make him feel off, make him feel lazy, make him feel weird. And then that builds resentment. It's for a whole other video, but I'm just sharing it now. Come into receivership. Come into owning your energy. Come into allowing people to support you, allowing hydration, food, opening the door, all of these things, allowing that. Yes, you're fully capable. Yes, you have all the energy. Yes, you can do it. But why not receive? So try it on. Let me know what happens. Let me know how it goes in the comments. So remember that in this life, that life is not happening to you, that you are actually, life is emanating from you. Life is emanating from you. So we are not the ones that to be just in reaction to life, but understand that we are actually creating life from our inner world. We are creating life from our inner world. We are the creators of our life. And so, because of that, if you're lacking something external of yourself, such as love, such as romance, that means that there is something within you that needs to be filled in order for you to see it on the external. So this was something that I worked heavily with my client on, was the fact that there was a certain type of guy that was just she was attracting. She was attracting more of like a feminine, more kind of lazy, very emotional man. When we made that inner shift within her, that then caused her to attract a different type of energy, different type of partner. And eventually she attracted the love of her life. For you, if you're not seeing romance external of you, that means that internally there is something that you need to give yourself or more energy that you need to focus on to amplify. So we can only have what we have, meaning that if you're lacking love external, it's because there's not the love cultivating within you. So we want to emanate love in order to attract love. We want to be overflowing with love or overflowing with whatever we are calling in order to see it external of ourselves. So if I know that I'm lacking or I don't see love outside, if I know that, intimacy and love is not happening for me externally, I'm going to look within. What are my thoughts? What are my beliefs around love? What do I believe I deserve to have? And these are all questions I would love for you to write down because it's very important to reflect on. What are your beliefs around love? What are your beliefs around intimacy? What do you believe that you deserve? So write those down and really ponder that in your journal. So another trap that is very common is that we will say, my future husband, my love that's going to happen in the future. In the future, when I have this, in the future, that, my future wife, my future husband. As long as you claim that love is in the future, you are keeping love separate from yourself. There is no future. There is no past. There is only right now. There's literally only this moment. And so, if you in the future, it's not with you now, and you create your life based off of who you are in this moment. So it's not future, it's now. I'm claiming love now. I have love now. The love is here. And so when you claim it now, is how you will see it in your actual reality. It's by claiming it and holding it now, not future. You're not a future wife. You are a wife now. It's not a future love that's separating you. It's keeping you separate from what you want. You want to be the emanation of what you're calling in now. and it is a vibration. It's a vibration. And so remember, your aura, your energy, your frequency speaks before you do. Your aura, your auric field, the energy that you emit when you're walking through the world, when you walk into a room, when you walk into a restaurant, when you're sitting down in front of that date, you're giving an energy that speaks before you speak. It speaks louder than the words that you speak because it is a hidden language. It's the language of the gods, it's a language of the universe. It's language that it's beyond our own linguistic capabilities. It is a frequency, and that frequency is what calls in your love. That frequency is what calls in all that you desire. So remember that. Remember that. So do not separate yourself from that which you want. You become it now. It's not future. It's keep that future talk is what keeps you separate. So, feminine energy is the mastery of frequency. Feminine energy is the mastery of the unseen world. My name is Maya, and Maya means illusion, and it means the illusion that we are separate from God. So, this whole world will pull us into just material things. This, this water, this plant, it's all material things, right? And so we start to think we are just a material thing, and we forget that we have a spark of the divine within us. And that is what makes you a goddess, because you are literally the manifestation of the divine living in the flesh. But there's a spark of divinity within you that makes you goddess and makes you goddess like. So we have a spark of divinity. All of us do. All humans do. All the 7 billion people on the planet, every single person has a spark of divinity within them. And the illusion that we are disconnected from God, that's the illusion, Maya, that we have to master in order to remember who we really are, which is a spark of divinity, which is goddess. We are goddess. And that's something that when we remember that, when we meditate with that, when we sit with that, when we integrate that into ourselves, that's when we're able to surpass all of these worldly problems. Not to spiritually bypass, but to see it from a goddess level. To see it from a goddess level is to understand mastery and to understand frequency. And when you pay attention to your frequency, you pay attention to your aura, things begin to change. So, what is aura? You have an auric field that surrounds you. Things that make you have a very low aura or a low aura that's not powerful is when we are looking outside of ourselves to define ourselves. I'll give you an example. If I want to say, I'm like, am I pretty? Okay, let me look on Instagram. I have this many followers. Let me think. Did this person think I was pretty? Did my mom say I was pretty? So I'm looking, right? All the evidence outside of me to define beauty, to see if I'm beautiful. When it's an inner game, beauty is a vibration. It's an energy that you give to yourself. Why do you think plastic surgery is like a billion, almost, it's a multi-billion dollar industry? Because people think that, okay, if I do this thing, if I do this procedure, okay, then I'll feel pretty. Then I'll feel beautiful. Oh, no, 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 I need another one. I need to do another thing. And okay, then I'll feel beautiful. It's always something external. When the reality is that beauty can only be defined for you by you. You define your own beauty. You become your own emanation and source for feeling beautiful. It's what you affirm to yourself every single day. I'll give you another example. We'll be like, okay, am I successful? Well, let's see. How many degrees do I have? Well, I'm gonna feel successful when I have this many followers, when I have this many degrees, and when I've written and published a book that is a New York Times bestseller. Okay, that's success. And so we need these accolades, we need all of these things externally in order to feel successful. Does everyone understand where I'm getting at? The feeling of success can be created, the emotion of success can be created and defined by you internally before you see it outside. And so the feeling of success, the feeling of beauty, the feeling of worthiness, the feeling of love is something that you have to find within you and become self-sourced. Because if you're relying on outside, you will constantly be chasing, and that's how you have a low frequency and a low aura. Your aura will be so it's scattered because you're constantly looking for outside validation. You're constantly looking for, okay, well, if I have this, then I can feel. If I drive this type of car, okay, then I can feel. And that's why you see these women end up looking like Frankenstein and crazy because they think once I get the next procedure, once I get the next thing, okay, then I'll feel. Then I can be beautiful. Then I can be worthy of love. And we see these women and I'm not knocking plastic surgery. I'm just saying that for most of the time, it's not necessary. Sometimes, yes, you do have things that happen, medical conditions and accidents and all type of things. I'm not knocking it. You do what you want to feel beautiful. But what I'm saying is that you will see a lot of times women will be like, okay, well, once I do this procedure, then I'll get a guy that would never cheat on me because I'm going to be the baddest bitch. They get cheated on because that worthiness, it doesn't come from the outside of you. That feeling of worthiness of love, that feeling of worthiness of a partner that is going to be loyal, that attracting even a partner that is on that level, it's something that is internal. It's something that is self-proclaimed. So having a high frequency is someone that is claiming it for themselves. They're not waiting for the outside world to tell them who they are. They are constantly affirming themselves, affirming their worth, affirming because think about it, this whole culture and lots of businesses and lots of industries, they are sustained because we are a culture and a society that has a very externalized sense of self. So these businesses and industries, they thrive off of people having low self-esteem and continuing to have low self-esteem. When you affirm it for yourself, your beauty, your worth, your intelligence, your success, your power, when you affirm it for yourself and continue to do so on a continuous basis, it becomes your identity. It becomes your aura. And that's when you have a strong auric field that no matter what is happening around you, no matter who is saying what, no matter what evidence you see external of you, it doesn't define you because you define you. You are the creator of and the true source of your aura and your ability to attract and to really call in what you want. But it is an inner game. And when I say continuous, I'm speaking about these different rituals that I teach my clients too. Because in ritual, the beauty of ritual and the power of ritual and why our ancestors were all about ritual is because it bypasses your thinking mind, it bypasses your conscious mind. So now you're in your subconscious and things and beautiful seeds are being planted there. And remember, your subconscious is the womb of creation, it's the womb of the world. And so whatever you plant in your subconscious is what's going to emanate out into your world. So what are you planting? Let's pay attention. Let's be intentional about that. So, frequency. aura, a strong aura, is what you are affirming for yourself. And the last thing I will leave you with is vitality. So, yes, we are goddesses, we are manifestations of the divine, we have the spark of the divine within us, but we also legit have these physical bodies. Yes, we have these physical bodies, we have our hormones, we have our flesh, we have our blood, we have our teeth, we have our bones, we have our hair. This is our reality. And so we are here on this 3D plane in these beautiful bodies. And if you have in order to have a strong aura, you must have strong life force energy, and that comes from taking care of your body. Life force energy is the energy that is naturally within you that gives you vitality and radiance and health. And as a woman, how that happens, it's coming from, as a human being too, men as well, is from having healthy hormones. So a healthy internal world. It means that we have different hormones, we have different systems within our body that need to work in harmony with each other. We have hormones in our pituitary gland and the hypothalamus that speak to our ovaries, and that is a beautiful symphony that creates our fertility cycle. And what happens is if we are too much in our masculine energy, if we're too much in doing, if we are too externalized, if we are too in our head constantly and not coming back to our body, our hormones can be thrown off. We can have too much cortisol, too much stress, too much trauma that is stuck energy in our body. And therefore, the vitality is not there. The radiance is not there. And it's simple things such as getting enough sleep, such as hydration, proper detox pathways, proper gut health, liver health. So these functions help us to feel vitality because if you are suffering from a disease or a sickness or God forbid anything, your energy is going to be traveling to those spaces is going to be dim because your body's literally fighting off this disease or fighting off whatever. And so when we take care of our health, when we take care of our hormones, when we're sleeping enough, when we have a proper way of managing our stress, when we have love, when we have healthy cultivation of our eros, our sexuality, when we have when we're in loving relationships and those relationships with our sisters and with our family and with our community, all of these add to our vitality. All of this adds to our life force energy from our body emanating out. And that is also what adds to a strong aura. So when you're feeling healthy, when you're exercising, when you're belly dancing, I'm all about belly dancing. In fact, I was belly dancing this morning. I did a very sensual belly dance this morning, which felt beautiful because it's Friday. And this is the day of Venus. And it's so luscious to do like a strong, sensual belly dance. So when we have this like creative life force energy, that adds to our aura because then we have this vitality lifting us up. We have our inner radiance. Think about how many products sell radiance. Go to the drugstore. Radiance, like you can buy it in a bottle. It's natural. It comes when you take care of your hormones. It comes when you get enough rest. It comes when you're being loved the right way. It comes when you're managing your stress. It comes when you're getting enough sunlight. Our bodies respond to sunlight. And for many of us, we are lacking vitamin D because it is coming from the sun and we tend to be inside more or in front of blue light more. It's a whole thing with sunscreen and everything. We're not getting enough sun. That also adds to our vitality and proper nutrition, proper digestion. So all of these things are very important for your aura because you're going to feel so powerful and radiant in your body. And that strengthens your aura because you can be present, you can be centered, you can feel healthy, and you can allow that feeling, the energy of health Remember, emotions is energy in motion. So when you have a strong force of energy coming from you, all that you feel is then going to be amplified because you have that vitality. So take care of your health. Pay very close attention to your inner world, to your inner health, to your hormones. Make sure that your cycle is beautiful and very well cared for, that you feel pampered and loved during your cycle, especially during your bleed as a woman. And so that all of those things, when your vitality, your energy is emanating from within, you will then emit a strong aura. So no matter where you go, no matter what dating strategy I give you, it's always going to work because your aura is what's magnetizing that to you. It's magnetizing love to you. It's magnetizing opportunities. It's magnetizing blessings, community, and strengthening relationships. So I hope this helped. And you have a proper invitation to join me in Magnetic Woman, which is my next course. And this is going very, very much deeper into all of the concepts that I covered here. And if you're ready to get the ring and to find that intimacy, find that one within 1 year's time, join me for Magnetic Woman. The link is in the description. And I'll see you soon. Peace and love.